Welcome to another episode of SmegChris Review, where this time I've got a different episode for you. Well, let's just get on with the show. This episode is going to be different as there's no news roundup or retro review. There'll still be 2 movie reviews, but let's get on with a review of the making of Harry Potter, also known as the Harry Potter Studio Tour. If you're a fan of the books or the movies, then you definitely need to go on this tour. It does start off a little mediocre with a little introduction on some small screens. Then you're taken into an auditorium where you're presented with a very large cinema screen and a showreel of all 8 movies. That's when things suddenly take an amazing turn. The screen lifts up and you're faced with a very large door that leads into the Great Hall of Hogwarts. Following on from that, you go into this very large room full of sets and props, and there's also the chance of going in front of a green screen where you can have your photos taken or video where you're in the flying car or on a broomstick. And if that isn't enough, you come out into a courtyard that's full of things including a part of the bridge, the night bus and the chance to try some butterbeer. I promise that drink is nice, but you'll not be able to down it. Following that, you go into the creature shop and then you find yourself in Diagon Alley. And what ends the tour is a giant model of Hogwarts. I'm not kidding, the detail is so meticulous it's mind-blowing. I promise you it's all worth it. Before you go you need to book the tickets, and I promise it's a great day out. Oh, and I did vlog it, you can check it out on my second channel.
Expendables!
Also last week I attended the Sheffield Film Comic Con where there were some amazing guests. Anthony Stewart Head, Armin Shimmerman, Eve Miles, Chris Barrett and Robert Llewellyn, to name just a few. As always at these things you can get an autograph, for a price. But it wasn't just them that drew me there. It was full of memorabilia, collector's items and of course comic books and graphic novels. Oh, and a few cosplayers, which I have to say all of them were awesome. And we even got to see Kit from Knight Rider and the A-Team van. The only downside to it all was that the venue wasn't large enough. I was there for 2 days but you only really need one. But it was worth it. As per usual I did vlog it, but I have noticed on YouTube that there are some other videos of some of the panels that they did. And if you want you can go check them out too. Okay, let's get back to normal with the trailer. Liam Neeson stars in A Walk Among the Tombstones. You can check out the trailer right here. It looks gritty, thought-provoking and darker than most of Neeson's movies. But it also looks good. He plays a private investigator who is hired to find out who killed a client's wife, but from the look of things he gets pulled into something far darker. It should be released very soon.
I've got something to release.
You there?
Let's get on to those movie reviews, starting with Hercules. If you're expecting a mythical, magical and monster epic, then you'll be sorely disappointed. If you're after something that shows more of the man than the myth, then this one's for you. At first I thought some of the dialogue was corny, but once that action kicked in, my jaw hit the floor. The battle sequences were very well made. And it's not all action, there's plenty of humour and a great story. It is a worthy film. In the end I give it a thank God it wasn't set in New York. Finally, my review of the Expendables 3. The film did start with a great opening sequence, but then the story did dip and then it became dull. If anything, the movie seemed to run by the numbers. The final battle was rather good though. But as part of a trilogy, I would say it's the weakest of them all. However, the movie is worth watching just for Antonio Banderas' character, who should get his own film. He stole the film. Overall, I give this film a... and I give an extra 2 to Antonio Banderas.
I'm gonna be sick.
This is why I don't take you anywhere. It's time to go. Until the next time, peace out. Filthy bugger. There'll still be 2 film reviews, but let's get on with a review of the making of the Harry Potter tour. No, that's wrong. Following that, you enter a very large room where it's full of props and set pieces, and the tongue got in the way. Following on from that, you go into this very large room full of sets and props, and there's also the chance of going in front of a green screen where you can have your video taken. Have your video taken? What? And if that isn't enough, you come out into a courtyard that's full of things including part of the bridge, the night bus, and you can try some butterbeer. That's not the effect of butterbeer, I promise. Am I going to keep that in? Oops.